Hey and welcome back to another episode of Just Call Me Josie. In today's video we are going to try something new that I haven't done on my channel before. This right here is the IKEA Malm Vanity, and this is where I put my everyday makeup. So this is sort of my everyday makeup drawer, and this is what we are going to be filling up with different products today. And for this first Shop My Stash video on my channel, I thought that we could do sort of a transition into fall type everyday makeup drawer. And I would love to hear your feedback on this video idea. So if this is something that you would like to see as a reoccurring thing on my channel, as a maybe monthly series or something like that, do let me know in the comments if you would be interested in that. As you can see, I've already put some items in here already, and these are all in my ongoing project pan, and that is why they're in here, because of course I want to get as much use out of these ones as possible. So these will live in here permanently, and I have some over there as well that I will show you as we move on to those sections. So here is the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation that is in my project pan, and I am not pulling in any other foundations because I want to use this one up completely as fast as possible. We also have the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray, and that is the only setting spray that I will be working on. This is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer, and over here we have this Lonely Guy. This is a contour pan from Makeup Geek in the shade Love Triangles. For primers, I am going to pull in both of these. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and the second one is the Milani Prime Light. And I like to alternate between both of these, mainly because I don't want to run to this one super fast. So I like to use this one once in a while in between, and I do really enjoy this one as well. Both have an illuminating finish, but this one is a lot more intense and this one is a little bit more subtle. Here we have some concealers. First up is the ColourPop one, and I really do not enjoy this one underneath the eyes at all, but I do use this one every day to carve out the bottom of my brows because I do mess with that line up quite a bit when I'm in a hurry. So this one helps me out a lot, and that is the only thing I use it for, but I do use it daily, so this one can go in here as well. And then this is my everyday concealer. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. Well, lastly we have a color corrector from Urban Decay in the shade Peach. And I just really want to use this one up and get it out of my collection, because I have come to realize that I am just way too lazy to do an extra step and use a color corrector. I just way prefer my concealer to actually have enough coverage to cover everything I need. So I'm putting this one in to use it up pretty much. I think I'm actually just gonna move this one further up the drawer so that we can use this entire white organizer for my lippies. First up, I'm putting in this new one, at least new to my collection. This is from Buxom. It's their gel lipstick in the shade Sinful Cinnamon. It looks like this. There you have Sinful Cinnamon swatch. It's just a nice dark rosy nude. This is Urban Decay's 1993, and this is just a classic fall shade, so this one absolutely has to go in here. There you have 1993 from Urban Decay swatched. I think I'm actually gonna put in a Liar from Urban Decay as well. I'm not really feeling the super light nudes for fall, but these darker ones I quite like. This is Cinnamon Swirl from Dose of Colors. Their satin lipstick in this gold packaging. This is super nice burnt shade. There you have Cinnamon Swirl from Dose. This is ColourPop Luxe lipstick in the shade Money Moves. This is one of their matte formulas. So there's Money Moves from ColourPop at the end. I feel like I'm filling up the bullet lipsticks quite fast. I feel like I should chill, but I'm just gonna put in one last. This is from Zoeva in this shade One Wish, and this is a super vampy dark purple shade, and what better time to get use of this one than in fall time. Maybe it's a bit early to pull things for fall, I don't know, but I just love these types of shades. They are my absolute favorite in makeup, so I couldn't wait. Let's move on to the liquid lipsticks. I'm just going to pull one shade from Dose of Colors. This is in a Brick, and this is a really dark vampy brick red, I should say. So there you have a Brick from Dose. I picked out 3 shades from Ofra. This is Tuscany, Americano, as well as Miami Fever. I saw these from Kat Von D, and these are not my favorites at all, but I feel like I do want to get some use out of them, so I can get some of my money's worth out of these at least, and they are quite nice shades for fall time, so I'm gonna try and put them in here and see if that makes me more eager to get some use out of them. We have Lolita as well as Lolita 2. I'm also gonna put in Charming from The Balm. This is their Meet Matte Hues. So that's the shade Charming from The Balm, and it's a nice mauvey shade, and I don't feel like we really have that already, so that will make a nice addition. I want to pull one shade from Bare Minerals. So let's see which of these are the most fall-like. I feel like this one probably. These do get lost in my collection. So for that reason I want to put one in. This is the shade Friendship. Kind of similar to Buxom Sinful Cinnamon. And then we have the shade Boss. Not that fall-like at all, so I'm actually gonna do Friendship. I'm putting all of those over there because I'm gonna leave the last compartment for all of my Colourpop lippies. So these are the liquid lippies from Colourpop that I decided on. First we have Prim, then we have Tansy, then we have an ultra matte in the shade Mama, and this is actually the only ultra matte that I've kept in my collection. So from Colourpop we land on Mama, Tansy as well as Prim. Now let's take a look at some of the Colourpop lippy sticks because we cannot forget about those. Okay, so I wanted to put in 5, that is my first reaction, but I feel like 5 is way too much. So let's take a closer look at some of these. I did put in Prim, so let's see if Poison is quite similar because it's also red. Okay, so those are not similar at all, so I feel like we could put in Poison. Taurus I feel like I should definitely put in, but I did put in Tansy, so those two are kind of similar actually, but I still want to get some use out of Taurus because I did not pick this one up once during the summer, so I'm gonna put it in anyways. This is why I don't love red lipstick, because now I've got it knit all over this beautiful white packaging. These now have pink caps, so let's pretend they were from the Valentine's collection, shall we? Okay, so now we have these 3 left: Siggy, Mosh Pit, and Daydream. Siggy is definitely a fall shade. That is Siggy right there. You can most definitely go in there. Mosh Pit, maybe not. I feel like Mosh Pit might be... Yeah, Mosh Pit is a bit redundant, so I'm not gonna pull that. And then last shade is a Daydream. This is more of a plummy shade. I feel like that one is a bit more unique looking at all of them, so I'm gonna pull a Daydream as well. Okay guys, so here we have the first section complete, and that is what it is looking like. Now let's move a little bit to the right and take a look at that section. Okay, so welcome to section number 2. Here on the side we have all of my Colourpop Super Shock shadows, and those are going nowhere. Those are staying. They have a permanent residence in this everyday makeup drawer, and I do have a video up swatching all of them, so if you are interested in seeing what they look like up close, do check out that video. I am actually gonna put in the Balm Desert because I have a feeling that one is probably gonna go pretty soon, at least I'm hoping so, so I want to jump on to this one as soon as that one is done. So I'm putting this one in to see if I have time to move on to this one. I'm also pulling the Cover FX bronzer in the shade Suntan, and this is going to act as my contour shade because it is a bit too dark as a bronzer shade for myself. I'm putting in 2 more kind of creamy highlighter products. The first one is from Colourpop, and this is a Super Shock shadow in the shade Puppy Love, and this is quite a sheer shade, and it has a peach flip, so it's quite gorgeous to use on the cheekbones. And I have hit pan on this one, so I would like to move it out of my collection, so that's why I'm putting it in here. And also this one I adore so much that I have to put it in here. This is a NYX Dose of Dew. I love this for more everyday makeup looks. It is so dewy and glossy and beautiful. Okay, so I was actually also going to put in the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in Moonlight, but I cannot for the life of me find them. And I hear people losing makeup products all the time, but it has actually never happened to me. I usually know exactly where everything is, but I cannot for the life of me find it, and it's kind of freaking me out. But yeah, we're just gonna ignore the fact that it is gone, and I will worry about that later. So let's move on to some actual powder highlighters, or actually I'm only gonna put in 1. I'm of course putting in Mary Luminize because this is actually currently also in my project pan. So this is going to be the only powder highlighter I'm using. So I actually managed to narrow it down to 5 blushes in total, and that is quite good for being me, because this is not my forte, picking out stuff that I have to stick with. So the first one is a Lily Low Just Peachy, and then I'm actually putting in not 1, not 2, but 3 blushes from 100% Pure. This is the shade Healthy. This is nice nude called Pretty Naked. And lastly from 100% Pure is the shade Peach. And lastly, I chose the shade Video from Urban Decay. This is probably my all-time favorite blush as well as favorite shade. So yeah, video has to be in here for sure. So there you have the second section finished. Let's move on to the last section. So I happen to live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and there is literally furniture everywhere, and this is what this entire room looks like. I have my bedroom, I have my living room, my studio, my makeup, as well as my desk, all in this little tiny room. Okay, so I've already put in my lash curler as well as my Project Pan mascara. This is Eyeko's Black Magic. This one is almost done. I do currently also have 2 more mascaras open, and these will of course go in here as well. First up is the Buxom Lash Mascara, and then it's the Milani Lash Trifecta. I'm also putting in just 2 staple liners, one black kajal from Urban Decay, as well as the Physicians Formula Lash Booster Eyeliner. And then I also pulled some more fun things to play with for fall time. So this is the NYX Vivid Bright Eyeliner in the shade Vivid Fire. We also have this kajal eyeliner from Pure in the shade Hotline, and this is a nice shimmery olive. And then this is a glitter liner that I absolutely adore from NYX. This is their Crystal liner in the shade Crystal Silk. So fun to play with. I of course put in the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani eyeshadow palette because this is currently in my Pan That Palette project. My camera just keeps on wanting to focus on Mary Lou's face over there because it believes it's a person when I'm trying to show you guys these eyeshadows. But this is what the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette looks like. It's a bit dirty because I do try to get a lot of use out of this one, so this one has an obvious place in here. Also, this is just my essential singles from Makeup Geek, and as it turns out, they are all pretty much very suitable for fall time. So I didn't make any changes in here, so I'm just gonna put it in as is. And also we have Creme Brulee, which is currently in my Project Pan as well. This is the ColourPop Yes Please, and I feel like you cannot do a fall transition shop my stash without putting this one in. At least I cannot, because this is the ultimate fall time palette in my opinion. I cannot wait to dig into this one some more. And I'm also gonna put in the last little container slot the Modern Renaissance. Also quite ultimate for fall, but it does have some different tones than the Yes Please, so I feel like it makes sense to put both of them in here, because the Yes Please doesn't really have any of these more burgundy shades. Brow stuff, of course, can't believe I forgot about that, because that is one of the most important steps in my makeup routine in my opinion. So these are all 3 from ColourPop. It's the Brow Boss Gel, their eyebrow pencil, as well as a sort of dipper brow product, so putting all of these in here as well. And I'm also lastly putting in the Hourglass Diffuse Ambient Lighting Powder, because I use this every day to set my under eyes. This is the only powder that I found that actually doesn't age my under eyes or make them look crepey or dry. So this is what the overview looks like, and this is what I will be working on this fall time. So that is it, you guys, for this Shop My Stash transition into fall video. Do let me know, like I said in the beginning, if this is something that you wanted to see regularly on my channel, because I would be happy to do so. Also, no worries if you don't want to see it, just let me know either way, either with a comment or a thumbs up. And yeah, also feel free to subscribe. I upload 3 new videos every week, and I would love to have you on board. Hopefully I will see you in my new video. Take care until then. Bye!